We come to you live from the Wallace Civic Center on the campus of Fitchburg State University as FATV presents coverage of Hockey Night in Fitchburg. Tonight it's a Red Raider ice hockey game as the Raiders look to make it 4 wins in a row and get back above 500 as they take on the Wildcats of Worcester. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Daniel Bolak. Happy to have you along with us here tonight. The Red Raiders coming into this game 5-5. A perfect 500 record in Kaufman Conference play as well, 3-3 in this non-league matchup tonight. Coming off a 6-0 win last week over the Chicopee High School co-op side. Nice win for the Raiders. Austin Haas, Nick Paquette, Kyle Gendron, all with a goal and assist. Jacob Bruno, Alex Armstrong, and Jackson Leader all had goals as well. For Leader, his first varsity goal. Colin Hines, 2 assists. Ben Jeanette and Ryan Gavin each got in the score sheets with an assist of their own. And Owen Richard, 15 save shutouts. As the Raiders got back to 500 with that victory. As for the Worcester Wildcats, struggling a little bit. They had 11 wins just 2 seasons ago, 3 wins last year, although 1 against this very Fitchburg Monty Tech side. And this year, just a 1-9 record, their lone win coming back on January the 10th, a 5-1 win over a 6-4 Tri-County side. Other than that, though, a lot of lopsided results. The defense has been struggling a little bit. They've given up 4 or more goals in every game this year, but their win over Tri-County. And it came to a head last time out on Wednesday night, taking on the Knights of St. Paul, a team that Fitchburg Monty Tech didn't have good luck with when they played them earlier this month, losing 7-1. Worcester had it a little worse. They got 2 goals on the Knights and Chris Palermo, but the Knights got 11 on them. There was a struggle there. 11-2 on Wednesday at the College of the Holy Cross. Sal Samara had 2 goals for the Wildcats. Jason Fuller assisted on both of those goals. And Hayden Terrell had 29 saves, but the Wildcats outshot 40-18. And they'll be switching it up in goal tonight, going back to Joey Fisher. The 2 goalies, Joey Fisher and Hayden Terrell, have actually split evenly this season. Each have 5 games. It's actually the same story for Fitchburg Monty Tech, where Owen Richard and Easton Minardi have each played in 5 games. Isn't perfect symmetry nice? Joey Fisher will get the nod. We'll find out shortly enough who will get the nod for Fitchburg Monty Tech. But for these 2 teams, for Worcester, they're trying to get back in on it. 56 goals conceded, 19 goals scored. They've got a solid top line. Sal Samara, senior defenseman, 5 goals, 6 assists for 11 points. James Morse, a captain as well, 3 goals and 4 assists for 7 points. And Jason Fuller has himself 11 points as well on 4 goals and 7 assists. After that, you get to Nathan Doobie, 1 goal and 3 for 4. And nobody else on the Wildcats has more than 2 points this season. For the Red Raiders, they're led offensively by Kyle Gendron. He's got 6 goals and 9 points. The junior from Monty Tech having another solid season, already eclipsed his goal total from last year. Cody Berkio, Colin Hines, both have 8 points, both captains. Jacob Bruno with 4 points as well as a captain. And Owen Richard and Easton Minardi have both played fairly solidly. Richard did get the shutout and had a shutout into the final minute against Leominster last week. Only 1 goal conceded in those 2 games. But Easton Minardi's got the better numbers, a 240 goals against and a 908 save percentage. This should be another interesting matchup for Fitchburg Monty Tech, trying to keep the momentum going. They'd started out the season with a particularly tough stretch, which is why they started out 2-5. And with so many strong teams on their schedule to open up the campaign, but now in this schedule where they've got so many home games down the stretch, and teams that are maybe better matchups for them. The Raiders are taking advantage, trying to get every win they can get and continue their push to get back into the playoffs. We'll throw it down to PA announcer Jim LaPointe for the starting lineups and the national anthem here on Hockey Night on FATV.
At right wing, number 2, Sal Samara. Center, number 18, Jason Fuller. Left wing, number 6, James Morse. Defense, number 15, David Dobson. Defense, number 9, John Ty. And in goal for the Wildcats, number 1, Joey Fisher. The head coach for Worcester is Mike Vaughn. Now for the Raiders, at right wing, number 12, Kyle Gendron. At center, number 7, Tucker Watkins. Left wing, number 20, Colin Hines. Defense, number 25, Matt Daniels. Defense, number 2, Alex Armstrong. And starting in goal, number 30, Easton Minardi. The head coach for the Raiders is Noah Saracen. Officials for tonight's game, Kyle McCoy and Brandon Phillips. Ladies and gentlemen, students, at this time, I would ask you all to please stand as we honor our nation and the flag with the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Moments away from puck drop here at the Wallace Civic Center in Fitchburg. In this non-league matchup between the Fitchburg Monty Tech Red Raiders and the Worcester Wildcats. Daniel Bolak here with you. Isaiah Manuel on camera. Travis Falk on audio. We all thank you for joining us here tonight. So the goaltender for the Red Raiders, Easton Minardi, will get the nod. 240 goals against, 908 save percentage, and a 2-3 record. And that makes sense. The Red Raiders have been balancing the two goalies, the two juniors in net this year. Meanwhile, on the other end, as we mentioned, Joey Fisher getting the nod. 560 goals against, 867 save percentage, 0-5 record. Hayden Terrell had the net for the Tri-County win. Fisher, the most experienced of the netminders that Worcester has at their disposal. He had 9 games last year with the Wildcats, and a goals against a bit north of 6. Wildcats in the road, dark blue uniforms with a light blue trim, white numbers. They're going from right to left in the first period of play. The Red Raiders in the home white uniforms with brick numbers and everything else. They'll go from left to right. Shot flutters in the direction of Fisher, doesn't quite get on goal. Held up on the right side. Jason Fuller trying to move it along the boards, but it'll be taken away. Tucker Watkins getting the start, a freshman. Getting some ice time out there. As Armstrong throws it into the corner. Wildcats try to clear it out on the near side. Out and back in. James Morse had the initial play on. Now taken up at the red line. Here is Morse, one of the two captains. Moves it on for Samara. Takes the shot. Through a lot of legs. Doesn't touch anything. It doesn't make its way on goal. Point-to-point pass for John Ty. His shot goes off the skate of Matt Daniels. Into the left wing corner. Picked up by Watkins. He's pushed off the puck. Fuller able to force a turnover. Moving around to the right side, trying to make a pass out to the left. Raiders will take it instead. Move it up ice to center. Be taken by John Ty. On the near side, Kyle Jetgren battling with Morse. Moving along to the red line as Fuller backhands it in. Bounces off a couple skates, delayed offside against Worcester. They let it go. Back to the Wildcats blue line and red. Austin Potts will move it back in the defensive zone. 100 seconds gone in this contest. No score, no shots. Then Jeanette on the far side. Checked into the boards. Wildcats trying to move that, take it away from David Dodson. Dodson listed as a forward/defenseman. He was announced as a starting defenseman. Samar, who's listed as a defenseman, started tonight as a forward. Delayed penalty is coming against Fitchburg Monty Tech. And a mob pile for the puck in front of the penalty benches. Ben Jeanette was down on the ice. The penalty will go against FMT. With the delayed call as Fisher had made his way to the bench as the whistle blew. 2 referees in high school ice hockey, no linesmen. Both have equal power, and Jeanette is going to be the guilty party, taking the first penalty 2 minutes and 2 seconds into this contest. Worcester is a co-op of many different schools. The Worcester Public Schools use the Worcester Wildcats name for their citywide teams, of which this ice hockey team is one of them. They may be in your program books at Arbiter, at least, as Burncoat High School, but Burncoat just happens to be the host.
A 2-minute mindful interference, time of the penalty, 2:02, first period.
Interference was the call against Jeanette, and Austin Haas didn't hear the whistle and took the shot on Fisher. Fisher made the save, but every hockey player will have issue with taking a shot at your goalie well after the whistle. And in this particular case, the officials will also take umbrage with that. They'll call that unsportsmanlike conduct and a 5-on-3 awarded to the Wildcats. Not an ideal start for the Red Raiders. They'll be on the kill big time, down 2 men. So 5-on-3 for the Wildcats. Ethan Ford, the right wing corner. That pass can't be cleanly settled. Raiders taking away, but now taken back by the Wildcats. Trying to put on the moves was Fuller. But he wasn't able to regain control of the puck. Samara will pinch in on the left side boards. He'll get it back, hold at the point. Cross ice, top of the right circle. Holding there is Ford. Ford will go back to the left side. Samara takes the shot, but it's blocked. Brett Mayu getting in the way of that. He gets around the official. It's cleared all the way down by the Raiders as Fisher will go into the corner, stop it there, leave it for Ford. 50 seconds to go on the 5-on-3. 18-second difference between the penalties. Worcester getting into the zone, not able to do a whole lot with it. Samara keeps it in at the left point. Most of the left side boards missed the mark. He wanted Fuller. Comes all the way around to the right corner from Morse. And a backhand clearing attempt is successful. It gets out of the zone. Samara will pick it up at the red line. They'll regain the zone. Samara trying to put on those moves. He gets the shot off. It's gobbled up by Minardi. That's the first shot on goal of the game with 11:13 to go in the first. Feels like Worcester's still trying to find their legs in this one. The passing hasn't been as sharp as I think they would like. Nathan Dewey to take the draw for the Wildcats. Will lose the draw to Kyle Gendron. And the Raiders cleared all the way down the ice. John Bowler, junior defenseman, getting a touch on it. The Raiders steal it away, and here is Gendron in the circle. Just holding on to the left dot as he's able to kill enough time that Ben Jeanette is out of the box. Raiders get one back. Now only 10 seconds remain on the penalty to Haas. The clearing attempt will be successful. Trying to keep it in with the skate was John Ty, but didn't bounce friendly for him. It's dumped in towards goal. Fisher will get down, stop that. And slam his stick into the ice to indicate the penalty to Haas has expired. The Raiders are back to full strength. They've killed off the 5-on-3. With no damage done, only one shot on target for the Wildcats on that extended power play. 10:20 to go first period, no score. Jackson Leader tossing around the boards for Gendron on the far side. Lost the puck for a moment, able to get control of it. Make some nice moves, get Brian Bowler to miss. And thrown towards goal, goes behind the net into the right wing corner. Picked up by Ty, throws it around. He's looking for Jackson Tierney. Found Jackson Leader for a moment for the Raiders. Now up on the near side, Ethan Gregoire. Won't have it for much longer. Pass is intercepted by Brian Bowler. The Raiders will have it back again. Bring it to the red line. Cody Berkio. getting on that one at the blue line into the zone. Backhands it, redirected wide off of a Wildcat stick. Now here's Nick Paquette holding onto it. A shot out in front. I think that went off the skate of Gavin Roy at the top of the paint. He wasn't able to get control of the puck from there. Jackson Tierney dumping it in. His twin brother Colton on the team. They're both freshmen. They both have a goal to their account this season. On the left side, James Morse, one of the two captains on this team with South Samara, who's right behind him in reinforcements. Mayu tries to protect the puck behind the net. It's pushed to the boards by Samara. Raiders take control of the puck and they'll bring it up. Passing the near side off the boards, looking for Berkio. He's able to get his stick on that. It's David Dobson trying to control in the corner. Wildcats get it out of the zone. 8:47 to go, first period. No score. Shots just 1-0 in favor of the Wildcats. And that shot came on a 5-on-3. Really, both teams having a little bit of trouble getting sustained zone time. Right now, it's been advantage Wildcats. They haven't really been able to set up much in terms of high-danger opportunities. Left side, Nick Atkins trying to get out of the zone. Second effort from behind from Mayu. Not quite able to get it over the blue line. Fuller battling at the left circle. Strong stick work by Mayu. Able to get it out, get a pass off to the far side. Wants to find Travis Carlson, but that's out of his reach. That one deflects off a stick over the penalty boxes and into the crowd. Into the second row where you're not allowed to sit nowadays. With 8 minutes to go in the first period, no score. Go over the schedules a little bit for these teams. Worcester started with Blackstone Valley Tech, the second-year program. Lost 4-1 to the Beavers, lost 4-3 to Assabet. That's Assabet's only win of the season thus far. The Raiders beat Assabet back on December 29th for common opponents. That was a 5-2 win in which the Raiders scored 3 shorthanded goals. Jacob Pratt carried it into the zone, lost the handle on it. Nick Atkins will carry it up on the right side. Atkins with 3-4 Wildcats in front of him. Not really in a good position to get anything off. Chris Stefanillo now behind the net for the Red Raiders. Passing it along for Atkins. He's losing it in the skates. Pass on trying to find Carlson to the point. Shot is stopped by Fisher. First shot on goal of the game for the Red Raiders. That came off the stick of Alex Armstrong. Second shot looking for a redirection in front. Goes off of Carlson and goes wide to the left. Wildcats try to clear again. Kept in by Armstrong. Thrown in the direction of goal, off a stick, floats into the right wing corner. Jackson Leader now. Trying to keep control on the right side boards in the zone. Travis Carlson moving it along. Here's Atkins. Atkins right circle. He gets a shot. That's deflected wide. Armstrong can't knock it down off of the rim of the boards. And go all the way down into the Raider end. The pass for Leader out of the reach of Armstrong. Popped over a stick, but a good hit laid by Armstrong to keep control of the puck. Get it back to Leader. Up on the far side, Colin Hines not able to do anything. And dumped all the way back down into the Raider end. 6:35 to go, first period, no score, shots one apiece. Raiders developing a potential 3-on-2. Colin Hines leading the rush. Hines trying to get a pass off for Gendron. Fisher down on his rear end. The Raiders not able to cleanly get a shot away. It's dumped all the way down, will not be icing. They'll say Olden Trahan had a legitimate play on it, and it popped through the paint as well. Down on the other end, no icing there either, because again, a Wildcat that close to it rules the puck obtainable. Knocked to the ice is Tucker Watkins, down the right wing corner, Kyle Gendron. Definitely big hits. Trahan with a shot, looked for a redirect, wanted to find the shaft of Gendron. Wasn't able to get his stick on it. Hines, left wing corner for Gendron. Pops out to that left dot, or Hines will go back to Trahan. Now to Watkins. Wants to get the pass off to Gendron. Getting in the way was the other 12-8 Gregoire. Now back to Trahan again. He's not able to keep it on his stick. The freshman will have to retrieve it back at the red line as he makes the pass out to the senior Cam Bagnosh. 5:25 to go, first period. Shots now 2-1 in favor of the Red Raiders. The score remains the same, 0-0. Stretched up ice, a stick done by the Wildcats, and they'll make changes. Benjamin Bolmettis lurked from behind as the Raiders move it around. Left side kept in by John Bowler, thrown around to the far side. Bolmettis able to get there first. A hit boomed there. And will play on. Although Bolmettis will return to the bench without his stick. Now we'll have a whistle with 4:48 to go in the first. I feel like we've had more big hits in this first period than we've had shots on target. The two teams are not afraid to throw their bodies around. Looks like the top line out there for the Wildcats. Fuller taking the draw against Austin Haas. Raiders will come away with it as leader. Around to the near side. That's kept in, well placed by Samara on to Morse. On the left side, bad angle shot through the paint out the other side. Doesn't bother Minardi. Into the right wing corner, Samara. Bounce pass off the boards. Hard to handle though for the Wildcats. It's pushed down into the other end. And Jeanette stand up there with John Bowler. Now behind the net, back around to the far side. Bowler battling there again, shakes off the hit from Jeanette as he falls to the ice. The blue line is as far as the Wildcats can get as Jacob Bruno will find Jeanette. He's onside, he throws one towards goal, goes over Joey Fisher. They try to get it out of the zone. Mayu keeps it in with the hand. Haas kept it going, but then dumped down ice. This will not go for icing. It's leader, stretch pass. Raiders very nearly had too many men as they were in the middle of a line change. Gavin Roy looked and had to let it go. Didn't want to take the chance of having that touch on when they still had 6 skaters on the ice. Dumping attempt went off of Roy. He was looking for it, didn't know where it was. And John Ty able to throw an 80-footer on goal that Minardi will glove. And he'll hold on for a draw. 3:16 to go in the first period. It's Fitchburg Monty Tech nothing and Worcester nothing. Continuing on Worcester's schedule, played Hudson on December the 20th, lost 4-1. Hudson with Mike Nenardowicz, one of the longest tenured coaches in Central Mass, even including the couple of years he took off. He's returned to the Hudson Hawks this year. Raiders developing a one-on-one. Nick Paquette with some nice moves. Taken down as he goes to goal. But Joey Fisher is able to stay with him and make the stop. The rule that Paquette was taken down with strong defensive work and nothing illegal. The draw will come to the left side of Fisher. That's just the 3rd shot on goal for the Red Raiders in this contest and the 4th shot on goal in the entire contest. Paquette able to intercept. Going behind the net to the right side. Looking around. He finds Daniels at the right point. Goes to the left point. Shot through traffic, gobbled up by Fisher. On the shot from Alex Armstrong. Raiders will put some fresh legs on the ice. Wildcats will stick with the 5 they've got. 2:40 to go in the first period. Still in search of the first goal of the contest. Armstrong trying to step up and take the shot there. He didn't change off with the rest of them fresh legs, but he overskated it, didn't quite get good wood on it, but it'll be bailed out by a Worcester icing. Now the Wildcats will get some fresh legs on the ice, switch up the forwards. Federation rules do allow 4 line changes after an icing. Can't do that in higher levels. You can do it here. Another shot through a lot of traffic. Evaded everyone and the net. Tried to hit that stretch pass for Gregoire. That's out of his reach. Not able to get his stick on it. Stefanillo throwing around near side. Can't be cleared. And David Dobson gets a good shot on that Minardi has to go side to side. He makes the stop as he's going to the ice. Just the second save required for Easton Minardi. 2:08 to go in the first. That was backhanded off the boards, actually hit the shorter section of boards there where the doors to the visitors' locker rooms are. It goes right out of play. Raiders win that draw too, and Begnosh will do what he tried to do the first time. Got it around the boards to the far side, and a 3-on-3. It's Hines into the zone. Button hooks on the far side and drops off. Out of the point, Mayu keeps it in on the backhand. Stays on the blue line, does not cross. It's kept in the zone. Gendron looking around, trying to go in front. Looking for either Watkins or for Hines, doesn't find either, and out of the zone it'll go. Begnosh will pick this up, but we have a delayed call here with 1:28 to go in the first. It's another penalty against the Red Raiders. Colin Hines will go for 2. It's going to be power play number 3 for the Wildcats in this contest. Had an extended 5-on-3, but could not convert. Shot from the right side is gloved down by Minardi. Roughing is the call against Hines. So the blue and blue trying to work on their third power play, but Jacob Bruno able to take that puck away, get it out of the zone, and kill precious seconds. And second effort to try to get it across ice. Knocked down at the red line and back into the zone. Bruno lost his stick. I think he wasn't too happy with this way and how he lost his stick. I think he believed there was a slash involved. And the backside official agrees. James Morse is the guilty party, and there goes the power play. So we'll play 4 aside for the rest of the period, unless we get further shenanigans. Mayu, the shot stopped by Fisher. Shot it right in the letters. The diagonal on the chest that reads Worcester. I mentioned Burncoat, North, South, Doherty, Worcester Tech, Claremont Academy, University Park. Those are all the Worcester public schools. And all of them involved in this co-op, along with Leicester and Bay Path. Mike Vaughn, 14th year head coach, 13th season as the coach of the Wildcats. They didn't play in the COVID season. He's a counselor at the Leicester Middle School, which is now in the old Leicester High School, because the old Leicester High School is now in the old Becker College, which went bust. Under 20 seconds to go in the period, another shot by the Red Raiders on Joey Fisher. And he makes the stop there. Fisher's rebound control has been very good. He's been seeing the shots and he's been gobbling them up. I'm not sure I've said the word rebound in regards to a shot tonight. Each goalie's seen every shot all the way. There was a rebound right there too. Fisher made the initial stop and the Wildcats got on the rebound and made sure there would not be a second chance. As Minardi with the good poke there to keep it away from Sal Samara. Pushing it into the corner and winding down the rest of the clock in the first period of play. Lots of hits, but not a whole lot of scoring chances, and no goals to show for it in the first 15 minutes of play. 0-0. I think the Wildcats coaching staff's probably happy with the defensive effort there. Definitely limiting the opportunities. It took quite a while for the Red Raiders to get their first shot on target. The Raiders were starting to get in as the period went on. But Fisher playing solidly. Staying square to all of those pucks. He's been positionally sound, the junior has. And he's got 6 saves to his credit. Easton Minardi's looked sharp as well. It's the first game he's played in 2 weeks. Just 3 saves required from the junior there. So 1 period to play complete here at the Wallace Civic Center. It's Fitchburg Monty Tech nothing and Worcester nothing. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have the second period of action here for you on Hockey Night in Fitchburg, right here on FATV. Getting ready for the start of the second period here at the Wallace Civic Center in Fitchburg on Hockey Night in Fitchburg. No score through 1 period of play between the Fitchburg Monty Tech Red Raiders and the Worcester Wildcats. Daniel Bolak here with you. This first period of action was a little bit slow going. There were some big hits, but not as many scoring opportunities. As the shots in the first period, just 6-3 in favor of Fitchburg Monty Tech. They were sat at 0 for quite a while. Eventually they got a run of shots, but nothing extremely highly dangerous in terms of shots on target thus far. One of the minor storylines in that first period, though, besides the big hits, were penalties. 4 called in the first 15 minutes, 3 of them against Fitchburg Monty Tech. And we'll be starting this second period of action with a 4-on-4 for another 23 seconds. About a 23-second power play coming after that for the Red Raiders. There's a shot by Gendron, stopped by Fisher, and the rebound couldn't be put past either. 2 quick stops for Joey Fisher, the junior netminder. As there's a shot with a redirection off the skate of, I believe, Gendron. Made its way on target. Fisher was able to stay square to it. Here's Sal Samara now into the zone. Gets the pass off. Nice chance in front. And Easton Minardi able to make the save. 9 shots in 15 minutes, and now we've had 4 in 33 seconds. They also miscalculated. There's a 33-second difference between the penalties, so it's about a 30-second power play that the Red Raiders will have now, their first of the night. See, that last chance for Worcester, though, was a great opportunity. Getting the redirect on, and Minardi just able to get the splits out there. Show off the athleticism that he possesses. And shut that one down. Here's Colin Hines burning into the zone. Tries to skate Ethan Ford inside out. Penalty is already up. And back to full strength are the Wildcats. Off the boards, Begnosh, right circle, throws it towards goal. Fisher didn't see it that time, but he got his glove up in the right spot. It goes off his glove down to the ice. He panicked for a little bit, but his Wildcats teammates there to back him up and send it down the ice. 90 seconds gone already, some action in this second period. Thrown into the blue paint by Paquette. Hines couldn't get there quickly enough. Good shot by Armstrong. And Fisher able to get down with the pads and shut the door. Already 5 saves in this period for Joey Fisher. Asked to stop 6 shots in the first frame. The Raiders have found another gear. Here's Gendron into the zone. Up to the right dot, Gendron battling with Nathan Doobie. As the puck comes to the left side. And Sal Samara against the blue, gets the shot off. Minardi, I think, got a piece of that one. Then maybe off something else, but didn't end up in the net wherever it went. Raiders barely stay onside. Bruno not able to turn that towards goal. Morris pokes it out of the zone. Samara trying to back up there is Doobie. Delayed whistle here, delayed offside against Worcester, or maybe it was a delayed penalty. The signals are the same. It was a delayed penalty. As Sal Samar is the guilty party, called for a cross-check. Both Wildcats captains have now sat in the bin. The Red Raiders will have their first power play of the contest. Their first 2-minute power play of the contest. At a 33-second power play they didn't do much with. That shot went off of the post and stayed out. Armstrong with another chance, trying to push the issue. Couldn't get it cleanly away. The Raiders retake the puck. Now on the near side, Cam Begnosh. Begnosh with the shot goes off the leg of the Wildcats. Trying to clear it out of the zone, doesn't come out on the first try. The Raiders keep it in. Around behind the goal line, Ethan Ford. With that effort, will get it out of the zone. 1:22 to go on the man advantage. Shots in this period, 7-2 in favor of the Red Raiders. So we've already matched the shot total from the entire first period in a shade over 3 minutes. The magical things that coaches can say to their teams during the intermission. There's a shot that goes off the boards wide. Bruno tries to follow on with the backhand. It's caught underneath Ethan Ford, who'd fall into the ice and could not get up. Caught somewhere under his body, and I don't think you want players whacking at him too with that camouflage-like color, if you will, on the jerseys, in the sense it's camouflage for the puck. Dark blue, practically black jerseys for the Worcester Wildcats. Trying to find a neutral branding to represent all of the cities of Worcester. This particular color scheme doesn't match any of the Worcester Public Schools in totality, I don't believe. Obviously, with so many different color palettes, you're bound to hit at least some parts of some teams. But the two-tone dark blue, light blue is pretty unique to Worcester amongst all their schools. 16 seconds to go on the power play as Worcester's able to clear it out of the zone. Armstrong, check that, that's Watkins. He's gone down to get that one. Tries to pass up, Fuller's there to steal it and get a shot off. That's gloved down by Minardi. Penalties up, back to full strength as Worcester. Deckard with moves, gets the shot away. Saved by Fisher. 10:21 to go, second period. No score, shots in this period now 8-2. Fisher coming into this game, 560 goals against, 867 save percentage. Those are official numbers. Worcester does a very good job in reporting their box scores. Thrown towards goal, Fisher will glove it, prevent it from getting out in front of him. Mentioned Fisher has played 5 games. Sophomore Hayden Terrell has played 5 games as well. Perfect 50-50 split. The split also follows with how many goals the two goalies have conceded. Both of them have 560 goals against because they both conceded exactly 28 goals, exactly half of the 56 that they have given up this season. On the far side, Fitchburg not able to do a whole lot with it, and now Worcester will carry up. On the right side, Jacob Pratt throws it towards goal, but misses the awning cage. Another shot, whistles high. On the near side, here's Austin Haas. Haas into the zone for Jeanette. On the right side, Jeanette able to keep it in. Going to the right circle, couple of chances there, a couple of whacks from Jacob Bruno. The second one gets a little bit of air, but Joey Fisher, wearing number 1, will grab it out of the air for his 15th save of the contest. 9:22 to go in the second. Fitchburg, Monty Tech nothing, and Worcester nothing. Worcester won't have much time to rest before their next contest. They'll be taking on Hudson for the second time this season. It'll be an 8 o'clock start from the New England Sports Complex in Marlborough on Monday night. Going for a wraparound chance, couldn't finish the job, and a whistle blows. I think the net was dislodged. Indeed it was. They will correct that. Meanwhile, Fitchburg Monty Tech will be back in action on Wednesday. They'll be taking on the Owls of Timberlane High School. You may have not heard of Timberlane. You might think that's not a Massachusetts team that I know, and that's because they're not. They're from Blackstown, New Hampshire. In fact, Timberlane will be making their second trip to the Wallace Civic Center this season, as they played Leominster earlier this week. That shot redirected off the stick of Berkio into the netting and out of play. Timberlane played Leominster right here on Monday. And the Blue Devils got their first win of the season, 4-3. Timberlane enters today winless at 0-6. But awfully nice of them to make 2 trips down here to Central Mass. It's the only times this season that Timberlane is scheduled to play teams from outside of the state of New Hampshire. Their hockey team may be struggling this year. Their wrestling team on point. That one just dumped in, thrown in the direction of Fisher. He had to get down and track it. Now here's a chance, another shot by Paquette. But Fisher reads it well and gobbles it up. Right into the breadbasket it goes. 8:31 to go, second period. Fitchburg Monty Tech nothing and Worcester nothing. The Raiders with 13 shots on goal in this period, which is quite a lot. I mean, it's already a solid number for a period. It's quite a lot for 6.5 minutes of work. Everybody getting crossed up there. Armstrong couldn't get a touch on it. Fuller couldn't get a touch on it. And they just followed the puck across the blue line, but one of the Wildcats was already in there first. Offside against Worcester. Tucker Watkins taking up, getting a little bit of space. Gets the shot, tried to pick the bottom right corner, just missed the mark. Another shot cut down in front, Hines with another chance. That misses Leader. Looking for a redirection, but it goes wide of the net. Back to the right point. Mayu had it go off the skate of Morse. Mayu gets it back again, some nifty moves, throws it in front. Here's Watkins with a chance. That glove saved by Fisher. Freshman Tucker Watkins getting a lot of ice time here in this contest. Had him on the starting line with Colin Hines and Kyle Gendron. Freshman in search of his first varsity points. Jackson Leader at the left point. His shot is blocked. Worcester trying to get a stick on it and push forth for an odd man break, but nothing going there. On the near side, picked up by Gendron. Nifty stick moves, shot saved by Fisher. Leader can't get to the rebound quickly enough. Colton Tittle trying to protect there on the right side. Some overskating of the puck. Check that, that's Doobie, into Doobie. It skated up into the attacking zone, but no further than that. Played well off the boards, Watkins knocked off the puck. And cleared out to the neutral zone. 6:53 to go in the second period, still no score. Hines into the zone, lost the handle on it. We'll drop it off for Leader. He'll throw it towards goal, look for a redirection from Gendron, but it goes straight down to the ice and never makes its way to Fisher. Now you're trying to throw it off the boards, got in the way of that. Shot is thrown towards goal and easily gloved by Easton Minardi for his third save of the period, sixth of the contest. 6:34 to go in the second, still no score. Shots now 15-3 in favor of Fitchburg Monty Tech. They have absolutely looked like the better team in the second frame. It was relatively even in the first frame, slightly favoring Worcester this second period. It's definitely been all Fitchburg Monty Tech. Puck clear to the neutral zone, Alex Armstrong throws it towards goal. High riser misses the net. Nick Atkins trying to stick it along on the far side. Can't be cleared. A lot of blue shirts there. And able to push it out of the zone. Cam Begnosh trying to drop it back for Atkins. Misses him. John Ty on the far side looking for a pass. Try to find Bridgewater. Now thrown along for Ty. He'll go retrieve behind the net. Try to move it along to Brian Bowler. But it finds Armstrong instead. Shot is stopped by Fisher. And he dives out of the net to try to jump on top of that. They'll cover it for a draw. 5:42 to go in the second in a 0-0 game. Looking a little more how things have gone for Worcester. We'd gone last time we checked, and we talked about the Hudson game. They played St. Paul 2 days before Christmas, lost 5-2. Not as bad as the second time. The sequel was much worse than the original for the Wildcats. Then a stretch of 3 games where they scored 1 and conceded far more than that, 22. Not the best stretch. 8-1 to Northbridge, 6-0 to Littleton Bromfield, and 8-0 to Gardner. We have a penalty here. It's a cross-check indicated. David Dobson is the one who's breaking the law. 2 minutes in the clink for that one. Second penalty against Worcester in this period, both cross-checks. Draw control, ping-ponging around in the slot, loose, and they score! The puck moving every which way. And one stick, one tap, pushing it home. Austin Haas leads the handshake line with a power play goal. Just 5 seconds into the man advantage. And we have the first strike. There's being square to the shooter, but when the puck changes direction so many times, it can get rather challenging. Looked like Haas was just able to pitchfork it home. Of course, with everything happening right in deep in the slots, no assists awarded for that. Austin Haas gets his 4th goal of the season. I assure you it is 1-0, just as soon as Jim gets that button press on there, puts it on the scoreboard. And on the 16th shot on goal of the period for Fitchburg Monty Tech, they get there first. And for the junior and Haas, 4 goals this season. Jacob Prudeau ripping around, ends up getting caught up behind the net. John Ty. Far side stretched out. Sal Samara trying to split everybody. He's doing a pretty solid job of it. Samara got the backhand off, but couldn't put it quite on target. Shot in front, and now Samara trying to catch up to that puck and throw it back towards goal. He couldn't get a good release. Raiders are forced to ice it. And they'll take advantage of those Federation rules to get 4 pairs of fresh legs on the ice. Cody Burke was already on there first. Draw will come to the left of Easton Minardi with 4:04 to go in the second and a 1-0 lead for the Red Raiders. Shot by Bowler, cut in front. Raiders in transition on the far side. Burke trying to throw it across for Gavin Roy. Couldn't get it on his blade. Worcester in transition from Nathan Doobie. Trying to get around Armstrong and Paquette. Trying to center, but that'll go off the paddle of Minardi. He'll cut down that opportunity, and he'll freeze it for a draw. Finishing our look at Worcester's schedule this year, they played Tri-County on the 10th, won that game 5-1. Tri-County 6-4 on the season, so a pretty solid win, all things considered. Then lost to Oakmont 5-4 before the 11-2 loss at Holy Cross against St. Paul. Shot on, saved by Fisher, and cleared all the way down. That puck makes its way to the goal line for icing. Just enough momentum to stay out of the reach of Armstrong. And with the no-touch icing used under Federation rules, once it gets to that goal line, they'll blow it dead, unless they feel that the defensive team is a bit too close to it. Could have played it. No problems there. Paquette trying to turn around, get a shot. Ty got in the way of that for Worcester. Begnosh trying to throw it towards goal, but a Wildcat stick gets in the way. Jacob Pratt on the far side, off the boards. Armstrong will get on top of that one. Here's Paquette into the zone. Paquette trying to put on the moves. 2 Wildcats to beat. They weren't going to let him have any of that. Begnosh wasn't able to keep the handle on it at first. Thrown around the boards. The right side now to the left, and out of the zone it goes, hopping over the stick of Ethan Ford. John Ty in pursuit in the left wing corner of his own zone. Picked up by the Raiders. Turn around, throw towards goal, nothing going there. Second opportunity on his knees with Berkio, trying to keep the play alive. Now the near side, Brian Bowler takes the shot, goes off of a Raiders skate and Armstrong, and flutters harmlessly into the netting above the glass and out of play. 2:07 to go, second period. Fitchburg Monty 1 and Worcester nothing. Austin Haas in the power play. The only goal we've had in this contest. Shots right now 25-6 in favor of Fitchburg Monty Tech. They were 6-3 after 1. That means 19-3 are the shots in this period. Worcester holding back in their own zone from Dobson, trying to protect. It's Hines who dispossesses. Hines trying to move it along onto a couple of Wildcats. Don't let him get that space. Mayu, the shot is blocked. Second effort, kicked away by Fisher. 25 saves for the junior tonight. Definitely one of his strongest games of the campaign. That's going to be icing against the Wildcats. 89 seconds to go in the second frame. Raiders with their top line out on the ice. Once he started on offense, with Gendron, Watkins, and Hines. Well, behind that, trying to move it along is Cole Tierney. His twin brother Jackson on the team. One of 2 pairs of brothers on the team for the Wildcats. John and Brian Bowler are the other pair. John's the older one, the junior. Brian is a freshman. It's the Raiders to the zone. There's a nifty shot to goal for Kyle Gendron. Settled it in the slot, kept it on his stick, picked a spot and nailed it with 57.5 to go in the second. It's 2-0 to Fitchburg Monty Tech. So much space and time there. Gendron to work with. And he pots that home for his 7th goal of the season, leads the team in scoring. The junior from Monty Tech, the 4th year varsity player, who played as an 8th grader with Gardner. Colin Hines will pick up the assist. Give him 6 on the season. Under 20 seconds to go in this second period. Top line out there for Worcester, trying to see if they can find just a little more offense, try to get them back in this game. Begnosh taking it to the boards. Will protect against the corner. Just hold it there and say, you guys aren't having this. And that will bring an end to the second period. 21 shots on goal for Fitchburg Monty Tech. That is quite a number for 15 minutes of hockey. 21 shots on target for the Red Raiders. Explosiveness in the second period. And definitely what the Raiders were looking for after a first where they were having trouble getting things going consistently. It also didn't help with the penalties. They had taken 3 in the first, none in the second. In fact, they made Worcester pay for the second penalty. It only took 5 seconds for Austin Haas to score to make it 1-0. Then Kyle Gendron in the final minute with a nifty shot. 2-0 to Fitchburg Monty Tech through 30 minutes of hockey. Just a matter of keeping up the momentum for the remaining 15 minutes for the Red Raiders. That was definitely the second period they wanted to play, and they got the results they deserved with the 2 goals. But a great period, though, for Joey Fisher, I would say, as well. 19 saves for the junior netminder, who was under siege for so long in that frame. We'll see what Mike Vaughn's crew can do for the Wildcats, see if they can try to stem the tide a little bit. We'll take another break here for the second intermission. We'll be back in about 10 minutes or so with the third, so don't go away. This is Hockey Night in Fitchburg, right here on FATV. Welcome back, everyone, to the Wallace Civic Center here on the campus of Fitchburg State University. FATV proudly presenting Hockey Night in Fitchburg. Through 2 periods of play in tonight's matchup, it's the Fitchburg Monty Tech Red Raiders leading the Worcester Wildcats by a score of 2-0. Daniel Bolak here with you. Isaiah Emanuel on camera, Travis Falk on audio. Happy to have you along with us here tonight. That first period of action some time ago was fairly close to an extent. The teams were pretty even in how they were laying down hits, breaking up chances. Only 9 shots in that first period, 6 for the Red Raiders, 3 for the Wildcats, and no scoring. The second period was very different. Fitchburg State found another gear and really took off. And Worcester was just desperately trying to hang on. 21 shots for Fitchburg Monty Tech in the second period. 2 found the back of the net. 1 from Austin Haas, 5 seconds into a power play. Pitchforking a loose puck in the slot. And Kyle Gendron in the final minute with great moves out in front, picking a spot and nailing it, beating Worcester goaltender Joey Fisher blocker side. That made it 2-0, and that's where we stand as we get ready to start this third period. The Raiders and the home whites going left to right, the Wildcats and the dark blue, light blue combo going from right to left. James Morse will backhand it off the boards for Sal Samara. Tucker Watkins will go and take that right off his stick. Pass for Begnosh, stretches out on the far side. Here's Colin Hines. Hines is dispossessed. And the Wildcats with a 3-on-2 developing, led by Jason Fuller into the zone. Tries to drop it off for Morse. He's not able to do anything with it. Cleared out of the zone, back to David Dobson at the red line. Colin Hines on the far side. As the puck moves about, Tucker Watkins at the red line. Can't do anything with it, gets it back after the clearing attempt. Loose puck in the Raider zone, making its way to Minardi. He goes with the poke check, doesn't get very far. Morse tries to get a shot off, doesn't make its way to Minardi. And the Raiders, with solid positioning, able to prevent Worcester from getting a shot that's of any danger to Minardi. 1 shot making its way to the junior netminder for the Red Raiders. Nothing more dangerous than that. 13:45 to go in the third period, 2-0 to Fitchburg Monty Tech. As here's Austin Haas, who has the first goal. His shot is blocked away by Joey Fisher. Fisher coming into this frame with 25 saves on the contest. That puck getting past everyone to Sal Samara, but he's not able to retrieve it in time. It's Jackson Leader with the pressure there. Samara's going to get it back on the pass back, try to throw it in front. Out goes off of Leader. Now another chance is blocked in front. Ethan Ford tried to shoot it towards goal. Retrieved by John Ty back in his own end. Will go to Ethan Ford, his defense partner. Jacob Pratt trying to move it along, but it's turned towards goal. That's stopped by Fisher. Jeanette not able to get a clean read on it, but here's Brett Mayu, top of the left circle. Hishaw is blocked in front. Worcester's done well to block a lot of shots. That goes deep in the slot. Backhand chance by Bruno. Loose in the paint. Couple of chances there for the Raiders. Another shot through traffic. And Fisher still trying to make his way back up. Able to read it with the glove and make the save. 3 saves in quick succession for the junior netminder. 12:43 to go in the third period. 2-0 to the Red Raiders. 28 saves for Joey Fisher. As we mentioned, both goaltenders are tandem netminders, coming into tonight with equal 50-50 splits between their goalie partners. For Joey Fisher, sophomore Hayden Terrell, and for the Red Raiders, it's junior Owen Richard, who tandems with Easton Menardi. They each played exactly 5 games. All 4 of those goaltenders played exactly 5 games coming into tonight's contest. That's dumped in towards goal, goes off the side of the net, touch the paint, will not go for icing then. And skate up Nathan Doobie on the right side, trying to make the self-pass. Lets it make its way all the way to Menardi, who pokes it away. Menardi can be aggressive with the stick. Actually put his glove hand on his stick. He was ready to bring it out and swing that puck away if it ever came towards him. Mayu will go cross ice. Atkins having trouble settling it. Might have been Roy. It was Roy. Moves for Paquette, 33-3. Protecting on the far side. The Wildcats will take it. Here's Jason Fuller to the zone. Fuller coming tonight with 4 goals, second on the team in goal scoring for the Wildcats, behind Sal Samara's 5. Fuller did enter this week as the goal scoring leader, as he had 4 to Samara's 3, but Samara had both the goals against St. Paul on Wednesday night. Of course, it's Fuller's own fault he lost the goal scoring lead. He assisted on both goals. You know he'll be driving to get that lead back. Fuller's just a sophomore as well for Worcester, who have a relatively young team. 14 of their 26 players are underclassmen. 3 seniors on this roster. Sal Samara and James Morse, 2 of the seniors. And the captains. Colton Tittle is the other one. 10:45 to go in the third period. Still 2-0 to the Red Raiders, as here's Samara. Top of the right circle, his shot is shut down by Menardi. Menardi wasn't quite sure where that puck had ended up, and he really doesn't know where. He suspects it's under his pad. Now they've got to go reach in, dig for it. So the thing, too, is when a puck gets stuck in a goalie's equipment, you really do need to fish it out, because you don't want to enter a situation where that puck comes free and the bonus puck is activated. It's good for a pinball game, perhaps a hockey-themed pinball game, but it doesn't really work in an actual game of ice hockey. They will continue to look for the puck in Easton Menardi's pads. It's somewhere in there. We all know it's somewhere in there, but they've got to find it. They have to find it. You can't play with that extra puck secured somewhere inside of you. They continue to look. Menardi's got his helmet off now. I mean, we know it's not under there. Oh, he's probably going to have to take more than just his helmet off. Trying to look underneath the jersey. Maybe he was thinking he might even have to pull his jersey over his head just to try to find wherever that puck has gone. It's turning into a very silly parlor game, but somewhere on the body of Easton Menardi is that puck. It's up to the Red Raiders, who are tasked to try to find that puck and see where it's gone. They still have not found it. You know, they're surrounded. Alex Armstrong is trying to get his stick in there, maybe trying to jam it through the pads of Minardi, but he's not having much success. It's becoming quite the challenge. It does happen occasionally. It looks like they finally found it. They finally got that puck free from Easton Minardi. And now we can continue this ice hockey game. 10:38 to go in the third period, 2-0. Fitchburg Monty Tech in front. 8 saves from Minardi, 28 saves for his counterpart in Joey Fisher, both of them juniors. Well, that was a fun diversion. Meanwhile, here's Nick Atkins, ready to break away. Atkins is stopped by Fisher. Trying to go for the poke check. Didn't have a good handle on it. But his stick was out there just enough to disrupt the shot that was taken. Meanwhile, the puck cleared all the way down to the other end. Trying to move it along, Benjamin Rucho. And thrown around the boards to the far side, Atkins. Try to get there first. He'll get control of the puck. Shakes off one hit, 2 hits there. Dobson had the last one that took Atkins to a knee. And dumped all the way down the ice. The Raiders' decor can't even get to the blue line before the puck crosses the goal line for an icing. 9:49 to go in the third, 2-0 Raiders. Shots in this period, 4-2 in favor of the red and white. Mentioned Worcester will be back in action on Monday against Hudson. 8 p.m. start for them in that game on the road. And Fitchburg Monty Tech will be back at home on Wednesday night, taking on Timberlane of New Hampshire. That'll be a 6:30 start. We'll have that coverage for you right here on FATV. Thrown around the boards to the near side, Gendron. Now Mayu and Leader. They're just trying to get it out of their own end now. And here is Gendron with the flowing blonde hair into the zone. Lost the handle on it, got it back. Great stick movement by Gendron. Mayu's shot is stopped by Fisher. Might have been cut down in front too by Ty. And cleared out of the zone. Sal Samar, the only Wildcat there to retrieve the puck. But now reinforcements arrive with James Morse. His shot goes off for Raider and wide. Jackson Leader behind the net. Nearly coughed it up to Morse. He'll battle with Morse to try to keep control of it. James Morse, one of those captains in the corner. On the near side, Gendron again, pushing it up ice. Trying to make a self-pass. It's going to go to Fisher. He's just going to settle it down with the paddle and cover. Don't want to take any chances with number 12 flying in down the near side. 8:34 to go, third period, 2-0. Fitchburg Monty Tech in front. Raiders coming to today on a 3-game winning streak. Outscoring the opposition 14-2 on this stretch. Settled down the slot by Pruno. His shot rises high over the net on a redirection. Wildcats trying to move it up for Jacob Pratt. Dropped off for a shot. That's cut in front. Nathan Lashua trying to get that one away. Now to the red line it goes. Brian Bowler. Check that. David Dobson instead. Moving along, pass intercepted, right side, shot kicked away by Minardi, but a juicy rebound. Pratt is not able to get his stick on it. The Raiders defense have done well to support their netminders and try to limit those high danger opportunities, especially in those cases where the puck may bounce springily off the pads. That shot is redirected up into the netting and out of play. Looks like Minardi did actually get a piece of it. They'll put that one on the board for him. Save number 10 for the junior netminder. 7:41 to go in the third, 2-0. The Raiders in front. Worcester coming in today 1-9 with an 0-6 mark in the Russell Conference. 16 conference that basically has the Division 4 teams. Most of them from the southern part of Worcester County. St. Paul, Northbridge, Blackstone Valley Tech, Hudson, and Assabet are the other schools that the Worcester Wildcats play in conference play. They've played 6 of the 10 conference games, all of them victories for the opposition. Shot stopped by Fisher, another chance. Gavin Roy was right out in front. Now another chance, saved by Fisher. He stayed down and got it with the pads. On the far side, Samara into the zone. Tries to shake off one Raider. Nick Paquette gets his stick in there, knocks that away from the right circle. Now the Raiders moving it up. Gavin Roy will backhand it along. Ethan Ford trying to move it along, but taken away. Here's Paquette. Nick Paquette trying to protect the puck, excuse me. On the far side, go from far to near. And turning around was Armstrong trying to throw that towards goal. That goes through the paint and nothing more than that. Morse trying to move it. Trying to find Samara. Now it's taken away. Berkio in the slot. Backhand shot. That's turned aside by Fisher. Out to the left point. Armstrong shot saved by Fisher. Got that with the paddle. Back to the left point. Armstrong will reload and refire. Fisher gets that one too. Delayed call coming here against Worcester. Roughing indicated with 6:05 to go in the frame. Third consecutive penalty against the Wildcats. We'll give the Raiders their fourth power play of the night. Did not take long for the Raiders to strike last time on the man advantage. Maybe Worcester would quite necessarily be flirting with disaster, taking a penalty late in the game like that. Tie called for the rough. As the Raiders regain the zone. Mayu's shot goes through a lot of traffic and out the other side. Off the boards to leader. Mayu, self-pass through the legs. Very nifty. Moves it along for Gendron. His shot is knocked down in front. Nobody quite able to get to that puck to turn it towards goal. Jackson Leader behind the net with a 1:17 to go on the man advantage. Out to the point. Shot is blocked. And Gendron at the point has to go and retrieve. .60 seconds to go on the man advantage. Dumped into the zone. And that will go for icing. Although Hines was closest to the puck, it is no-touch icing in high school ice hockey. In hybrid, of course, Hines would have won that race. Faceoff will come down to the right of Easton Menardi. He's made 10 saves in this contest. We take under 5 minutes to go in regulation time. 2-0. Fitchburg Monty Tech in front, outshooting the Wildcats 37-10. Buckman balls around. Goes behind the net. Bruno trying to move that along. Now to Armstrong. His shot misses the net. Hines in the corner, battling with Ford. Ford's got a good line to that puck. He clears it out of the zone. Armstrong goes D to D, but we have issues here. Looks like Colin Hines has been sentenced to the bin. We'll have our second 4-on-4 of the contest for just 15 seconds. Hines is our first repeat offender. He's sitting in the different box this time, though, because typically the home team goes in the left box and the road team goes in the right box. But John Ty went into the left box, so now Hines has to sit in the right box, which is normally the wrong box for him, but right now it's the right box. It's the only other box he can sit in. Good redirection on that shot from the point, but stopped by Menardi. Another chance doesn't make its way through. Penalty is up to John Ty. The Wildcats are back to full strength, and they have a slightly abbreviated power play. Clearing chances whiffed on. As it's loose on the right side of the net. Comes to the near side now. Picked up by the Wildcats. Morse trying to find Dobson. And a pass mishandled, and the Raiders will clear it up. Tucker Watkins skating it up, trying to make those nifty moves. Getting around 3 different Wildcats, quite a tough task. The Raiders keep control. Continue to waste precious seconds of the Worcester power play, down to 107. 3:25 to go in regulation time and a 2-0 lead for Fitchburg Monty Tech. Salsamara on the right side, loses an edge. At an inopportune time, another Raider also fell to the ice elsewhere. That's enough for the Raiders to clear. Dobson dumps it back in, but picked up by the Raiders in the slot. Mishandle. Here's Berkio with a shot, saved by Fisher as he got it with the blocker. Well read by Fisher to move out up top of the paint and cut down that angle. If he stays deeper in the paint, that probably beats him. 20 seconds to go on the power play for Worcester, 2:35 to go in the contest. On the near side, Samara regained the zone, lost the handle. Here's Vaughn, Paquette onto the near side. That shot makes its way to Minardi. He's able to shut the door. Now loose as Minardi tries to go from post to post, but no pass coming off there. Hines out of the penalty box. That shot, a higher riser, misses the net. .205 to go in the game. And when will Mike Vaughn think of pulling Joey Fisher? Or will he think of doing so? We're at that time where it's reasonable to do so. Left wing corner thrown out in front. No one able to get a clean chance on it. Fisher with his back to the crossbar, meaning he wasn't thinking about leaving the net. Dropped off, quick shot, is blocked. Paquette able to retrieve and retain. 1:31 to go. Mayu on the right side. Bit of pressure from Bolmetis. It dumped down the ice. Was tipped by a Raider, so no icing. Fisher still waiting. Back still to the crossbar. Waiting, am I supposed to be coming off at this time? Nobody's calling him to the bench for the extra attacker. We stay 5 aside. As we tick down to 1:05 to go. Here's Paquette. Skiing it all the way up ice. In on goal. Fisher had his pad right to the post. An easy stop for him, his 38th save of the night. He covers with 59.4 to go. Very interesting. The Wildcats did have some time in the offensive zone. They have not gone to pull the keeper yet. They won't do so, especially after Cam Begnosh is able to shoot and score through a whole mess of traffic. May have gone off a Wildcat on the way, but that was a rising shot for the top left corner. Raiders scored in the final minute of the second, and they'll get one in the final minute of the third from Cam Begnosh, the senior defenseman, with his 3rd goal of the season. I was going to say that they're not going to be able to pull him as long as the Raiders have the puck in the offensive zone. Referee had issue with something going on away from all of that. Not quite sure what. See the Raider bench gesturing away towards the lobby. Not quite sure what's going on with all of that. So Ethan Ford is coming off here. Second unassisted goal of the contest for the Raiders. Cam Begnosh, his third of the season. No assistance required for that one. Ooh, big collision there back in the Worcester end. We're in the final minute of this contest, 3-0. Shot from the blue line, gobbled up by Fisher. And eventually a Raider will make its way to Fisher so that they could actually blow the whistle. It's been a good night, I'd say, for Joey Fisher. This has got to be one of his best games of the season. And he looked not too happy with himself on that third goal that was conceded. But really, with all the traffic and everything in front, that was a challenging shot to track. And it beat him blocker side, too. And it's kind of hard to get your blocker up into the corner of the net where that puck went. As time ticks down in the final seconds of this contest, Wildcats aren't able to get one more shot. And so as Owen Richard got his first shutout of the season 1 week ago, Easton Minardi will get his first shutout of the season. Consecutive shutouts for the Red Raiders. And they win this one 3-0. A solid game for the Red Raiders. The first period maybe a bit touch and go at times, but over the last two periods, the Raiders were clearly the better team. And against a Worcester side that has been a bit of a thorn in their rear ends in recent years. We mentioned that Worcester only came away with 3 wins last year, and one of them came against Fitchburg Monty Tech. In recent years, Fitchburg has not matched up particularly well against Mike Vaughn and the Worcester Wildcats. In the first period, maybe it looked like they were on their way in that regard. But that dominant second period, outshooting the Wildcats 21-3, outscoring them 2-0, then getting that insurance goal late in the third from Cam Begnosh. Just capped off what was another solid period for the Red Raiders. And they'll be happy to come away with the maximum power rating points, too, for the 3-goal win. 3-0, the Raiders win this one, outshooting Worcester 42-12. A great game for Joey Fisher, in goal, 39 saves. His numbers will greatly improve with that performance, even if he saddled with the loss, his 6th of the campaign. And for Fitchburg Monty Tech, you can say the same for Easton Minardi. He gets back to 500, 3-3 now, in his first clean sheet of the campaign. Came in with a 249.08. That'll look a little shinier after the 12-save shutout. Again, our next contest here on FATV will be Wednesday night, as the Red Raiders will host the Owls of Timberlane of New Hampshire. 6:30 coverage will start here on FATV. We hope you'll join us for that. That'll just about wrap it up here from the Wallace Civic Center. The final score for the final time on goals from Austin Haas, Kyle Gendron, and Cam Begnosh. The Fitchburg Monty Tech Red Raiders win it by a score of 3-0. For Isaiah Manuel on camera, for Travis Falk on audio, and everyone else at FATV, I'm Daniel Bolak saying thank you so much for tuning in, and we hope to see you next time. And until then, so long from Fitchburg.